Joining me now is John Story from the Institute of Public Affairs, an organisation that did so much to highlight the dangers of that bill when Labor tried to pass it. John, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me. How concerned are you that it could be making a comeback?
I think a lot of people are concerned that the thumping electoral victory that Labor had a week and a half ago will enable them to push forward a far more radical agenda than they did in their first term. And there's no doubt that if Labor could, they would implement far more radical internet censorship laws than Australia currently has. Now, there's every sign that now that they have that large majority, they will do that. Now, what are those signs? Well, the first one was Labor never repudiated the misinformation and disinformation bill. When it failed to pass the Senate last year, Michelle Rowland, the communications minister at the time, said how important it was to protect democracy from misinformation and disinformation and that they are a threat to national security. However, we don't have the numbers in the Senate. Now, that's hardly a repudiation. That's hardly saying, look, we've listened to the concerns about free speech and we're ditching this policy. It suggests if we get another chance, we'll do it again. The other sign is the promotion of Michelle Rowland to Attorney General. Her signature policy as Communications Minister was the failed attempt to introduce misinformation laws. And for that failure, she's been promoted. These are all signs that need to be put to the Prime Minister. Do you intend to introduce these laws into Parliament again?
I completely agree. Look, I think it is a real worry. Overall, what sort of free speech battles do you see now on the horizon? We just spoke about misinformation. Labor has been dipping into this issue, but how do you see this playing out?
Well, we've got some important court cases at the moment dealing with the powers of the e-Safety Commissioner. One thing I think Anthony Albanese may have learnt from his first term, where he's, election night, he said, oh, we're going to introduce this voice, and it was this radical proposal. I think he might be a little more subtle this time. It may be that they don't introduce a misinformation bill by just reintroducing the old bill.
Yeah.
What it could be is that enhancing the powers of the e-Safety Commissioner to effectively give her powers over misinformation. There's currently a review of the Online Safety Act, and some of the proposals in that review sound awfully like what was proposed under the misinformation bill. Yeah,
it's almost by stealth, I would say. John Story, good to catch up. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening.